Imagine this scenario. You've achieved stardom as a football player, with adoring crowds lavishing you with praises as Messi's heir apparent. Endorsement deals are battling for your attention. You're earning millions annually and driving supercars average people dream of. It's a dream come true. Now, think about how much you'd risk accumulating even more fortune. Would you jeopardize your entire footballing career, your sponsorships, your freedom to return to your country of origin? Would you be ready to confront the possibility of incarceration? While I presume the majority would outright decline these perils, there exists one person who was presented with these exact decisions and opted to gamble it all. This person's journey starts as one of the most promising talents in European football, being dubbed Pro Messi, sweeping up Player of the Year awards and topping goal-scoring charts. His path takes a dark turn into criminality, getting embroiled in numerous investigations, charged with attempted murder, and suspected of smuggling 4,000 kilos of cocaine. He is compelled to leave his homeland, abandoning his career to live in exile in Moscow. If it isn't clear by now, we're discussing Quincy Promes. Even as a 10-year-old, he was frequently absent from school, and instead of investing his time constructively, he was expelled from the prestigious Ajax Academy at 16, despite being one of their most promising talents, due to behavioral issues. The specifics of his misconduct that led to such a drastic measure remain unclear. However, Promes acknowledged his difficult nature, stating, "I was never an easy boy to deal with. I know that. I had no idea what I needed to do to get to the top. I loved chaos, and I never held my tongue for anyone." In his first year post-Ajax, he signed with Haarlem, a second-tier club that would cease to exist by 2010. But the following year, he secured a move to Twente, another top-tier Dutch club. In his third year, he had his first professional contract, made his debut in the Eredivisie, and was subsequently loaned to the second-tier club Go Ahead Eagles just 3 months later. Despite maintaining a brave facade when leaving the academy, he confessed to breaking down in tears once he reached home. His mother played a crucial role in motivating him to continue playing, preventing him from abandoning the sport he felt lost in without Ajax. Contrary to his assumptions, his career was far from over. When questioned whether the previous season was his best so far, Promes humbly responded, "Let the people decide." He once again rebuffed interest from a European powerhouse, Manchester United, to continue with Spartak. In his subsequent season, he topped the league's goal-scoring charts of a total of 31 goal contributions, including an outstanding performance against Sevilla that resulted in a stunning 5-1 victory, despite Spartak only possessing the ball for 32% of the time. His exceptional season earned him the accolade of Russian Footballer of the Year, as well as a $25 million transfer offer from Southampton. Despite initial resistance, Promes eventually chose to join Sevilla following Spartak's exit from the Champions League playoffs. This transfer, however, did not prove beneficial. From being played out of his natural position to the club's defensive approach to the game, Promes struggled to deliver, resulting in a move back to his former coach, Ten Hag at Ajax. Despite his market value taking a hit due to his underwhelming season at Sevilla, Promes defied expectations, quickly recovering his form at Ajax. However, things soon took a dramatic turn when he was taken into custody as a suspect in a stabbing incident. As per reports, the incident occurred in the Promes family home in Abcoude. After investigations by the local police and media, it emerged that the alleged victims of Promes' stabbing was his very own cousin, and had taken place due to a dispute over a family heirloom during the family gathering. The midfielder denied allegations but was taken into custody nonetheless. When you have a history of criminal records like that, you cannot afford to ignore the signs. Despite being released while awaiting trial, the subsequent media frenzy and injuries severely affected his performance, leading to his exclusion from the World Cup squad. Eventually, in February the next year, he returned to Spartak. Interestingly, this move occurred late in the winter transfer market, just when charges of attempted murder became imminent. Perhaps not so coincidentally, Russia has no extradition agreements with the Netherlands. When circumstances escalated, Promes found himself beyond the reach of the law, a seemingly safe refuge. Despite the absences of tangible evidence against him at the time, his decision to flee appeared to be a form of self-incrimination. However, he likely was privy to more information than the public. In 2020, Dutch authorities intercepted a large shipment of cocaine stored in a harbor. Several people closely related to Promes, including family members, were arrested and eventually charged with drug trafficking and money laundering. Initially, there was no justification to suspect him, but repeated calls from the imprisoned individual suggested more than friendly relations. This led the police to tapping Promes' phone, hoping to gather evidence regarding his involvement in the drug case. However, they ended up recording a different confession. Overheard during a 1 a.m. call with his father, Promes was quoted saying, "It was either that or I would kill him. Don't you get it?" in reference to the stabbing incident. In subsequent calls to his mother and aunt, he further incriminated himself and expressed a chilling sentiment about his readiness to kill for the family. By the start of the following season, the police were ready to prosecute. With overwhelming evidence against him, yet again, Promes managed to find a way out when the trial was delayed due to the illness of a key participant. All of his assets in the Netherlands were seized by the authorities while he strived to regain his form at Spartak, albeit with little effect on the team's overall performance. With the commencement of the next season, the police prepared their case. However, the trial was again delayed as Promes' lawyer disputed the evidence's validity. Although the evidence wasn't deemed invalid, the charges of attempted murder were replaced with aggravated assault. While the prosecutors initially sought a 2-year sentence, he was sentenced to only 18 months. Following the sentencing, Promes' legal team announced plans to contest the decision, while Spartak indicated their intent to continue fielding the midfielder despite the legal complications. Paradoxically, amidst all this turmoil, he seemed to be playing better than ever, scoring 25 goals and assisting 10 in the last season, significantly improving his average goal contribution. In a surprising move, Promes chose this period to start releasing rap music videos, adding an unexpected twist to an already complex situation. However, he seems to have overlooked the fact that the police have not abandoned their pursuit to tie him to the drug trafficking case. Just last month, they declared their intent to prosecute him for his alleged involvement in importing approximately 1.3 tons of cocaine, valued at $40 million. The drugs were reportedly purchased from notorious Surinamese drug lord Piet Wortel, who was likened to El Chapo due to his criminal exploits and repeated escapes from incarceration. Recent allegations suggest that Promes was indebted to Wortel after a rival gang intercepted a 400-kilo shipment. The most substantial piece of evidence this time is an intercepted encrypted text in which he instructs an associate to proceed with their operation. Shortly after this message, one of the hired couriers was apprehended while transporting half the shipment from the port to a shisha lounge, serving as their rendezvous point. With the ban on Russian clubs competing across European competitions, including the UEFA Champions League still enforced until the end of the 2023-34 season, it is likely that Promes and Spartak will not be headlining any media outlets anytime soon. Fact is, if he continues his criminal spree, he'll only be making headlines for all the wrong reasons. It is disappointing to see a top-level athlete fall to such atrocities. When was the last time you wanted your number 10 to be associated with murderer or drug lord? Check out these recommended videos for more football content on YouTube.